Everyone, it's Heather. I realize I don't have much time to do this today because today's going to be kind of hectic, but it's Halloween when I'm recording this. I'm wearing my Bay City Rollers gear. I even did the pants. All fancy. This was from like 2 years ago when I actually cared about putting effort into something, and I think I did a pretty good job. I basically glued the fabric on, so, it's not like an expert tailoring job or anything, but it looks good on camera. Anyways, this week's episode is I Was a Teenage Monster, and I frickin' love this episode. I almost said a different word, but this is a family-friendly channel, so I'm being nice today. I just recorded a video for my channel, and my channel is literally whatever I want to do, so it's like switching to a totally different mindset. My notes for this weren't very dense. Most of it was just fun bits, because this episode is, like, perfect. For the good bits, I said everything. Solid episode. Just enough suspension of disbelief. So funny, never gets old. And when I say suspension of disbelief, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this, but it's the concept that something can happen in, like, a movie or book or show or whatever that's, like, so outrageously goofy that it's not really going to happen ever, and you know that, but you can suspend your disbelief and just enjoy it. It's not so much craziness at once that you're going to be like, this never happened. This is so unrealistic. Even though it is. I don't know. I felt like it was just enough to be really fun and not so much like the last episode where I was questioning literally everything about it. Yeah, I picked that one to shreds. Maybe that wasn't the smartest thing I've done, but I had a lot of questions. I only wrote down one thing for bad, and I just said the laugh track. It's kind of obnoxious. First time I've noticed this. There was a scene, like maybe in the middle of the episode, where they're in the lab. For some reason, like the laugh track was so much louder than everything else that was going on, and I was like, this would be so much better without a laugh track. Like, I've been watching Monkeys for years and years, and that's like the first time that it ever bothered me. But I'm not going to fault this episode for it. I'm going to skip right to comments just because I put down so many fun bits, and I'm going to do it near the end. I thought it was a really fun premise. They aren't just, pardon my language in this next bit, but this is literally what I wrote down. I said they're not just creating a monster for shits and giggles. They're trying to do something with it, you know? It's not like, ooh, I think I can make a monster. Let's do it, you know? It's like, I think I'm going to make a monster, and I'm going to make him into a rock and roll star. It was like a clever twist on the whole Frankenstein's monster thing. And I also had a question. Why are they calling him an android if he's just your basic Frankenstein's monster? For me, an android's like a robot, you know? So when they say android, I'm like, no, he's a monster. And I say Frankenstein's monster because I read the book and it was kind of boring, but the monster never gets a name. He's just like the monster or the creature or whatever. So I feel weird calling him Frankenstein. That's like what we think of as Frankenstein. Is Frankenstein's monster. I don't know, I'm a nerd. That book was alright though. The one thing about it was Mary Shelley, I think the author's name was, she just went on and on about things. But she was like a teenager when she wrote it, so good on her. Alright, the fun bits. I love the part where he's just like, Goo-rah! I just thought the Transylvanian folk song was so funny. And then Peter, when he's like, you said I could have a pet. It was the cutest thing ever, and it was like so clever and perfectly timed. It's like they're staring at this horrible monster and they're like terrified to bits, and Peter's like, Maya, can we keep him? Like Mickey's got like a bottle, like a vial of something. Or no, he almost knocks it off the counter and Mike catches it. He's like, he almost dropped his mother. The way he says it too. He's like so good at delivering lines. There's a part where Mickey actually calls Mike babe. And I know they say that a lot in the series, but the way he said it was so nonchalant. Like he's done it a million times before. It was getting really romantic vibes, and I don't even ship them. It was weird, but funny, and kind of cute. I thought it was funny when the monsters sang their songs, and he literally sang an entire song, like instruments and all, which is ridiculous but funny. And Michael with his "we couldn't even carry a tune in a bucket." I thought that was clever. The mirror, when the scientist is talking to the mirror, he's like, "Who's the evilest one of all?" And the mirror's like, "You're only second best, you'll have to try hard." And he's like, "Don't yell at me, I only work here." I'm not gonna do the voice, but it was a really funny voice. You've probably seen the episode before, you know what I'm talking about. And if not, go watch it, it's on YouTube. There's 2 different versions. I picked one to watch, and the one that I picked was like they cut out the music parts because copyright, and that did not make my day. But the episode itself was really fun. And the last thing I wrote for fun bits was this particular episode is also my mother's favorite Monkeys episode, and this is one of her favorite lines, where they kind of like messed up the monster, and he was like turning into an interior decorator. He was like, "The color scheme in this room is all wrong. It should be lavender and puce, or this." And he just like holds up a file. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. But anyways, I gave the episode 9.75 out of 10 because I still don't want to give out any 10s until I'm done watching everything in the series, but if anything was a 10, this could probably be a 10. I loved it so much. That's all I have time for now, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you had a fun and safe Halloween, and I will see you next week. Bye!